My radical thought is that, yeah, he was the gunman, but who did he work for? Listen, let me tell you something. That Amber Rose bag is a big one.
Hot tea, hot tea, hot tea, hot tea, hot tea.
All right, y'all know we had to tune in to see what the Podfather had to say about the Donald Trump assassination attempt, and Amber Rose, who is the new spokesperson of the Donald Trump administration and the Republican Party. Let's see what they had to say. You better like the video and you better subscribe. Let's get it.
Saturday I ran. All right. Yeah. Trump attempted assassination.
Whew.
I'm sorry, Flip. One of my first thoughts, I don't know about white people's mix, but a lot of y'all just didn't know how to duck. That was my very first thought. Like, if somebody is letting loose,
ground.
I know that. Back up from that one.
Be careful.
Yeah, back up from that one. But I just would have thought that the people behind him would know how to duck a little better. I'm not with the conspiracy theory dudes that's highlighting that one white girl that they're saying ducked ahead of time and then popped back up and then got on the phone while they were shooting. I'm not into all that. I'm talking about most of them behind him as a whole just didn't seem to. Maybe they never heard X, stop, drop, and roll.
This nigga's crazy.
That was just weird to me because I feel like a lot of them Republican niggas are NRA gun rights people.
They are.
So
they ain't been in them situations either, though.
They say he got the gun from his dad. They said his dad trained him. They said that he was part of the gun
rifle team is
gun.
cool.
I didn't even know there was gun teams.
I didn't know that either.
No, that shit's kind of normal. As
In
someone who grew up
the rural areas, bro.
rural.
My little cousins down south
We used to
be
shoot.
shooting squirrels. They 16 and 17 and be shooting squirrels with 22 rifles.
Slow down, yo.
In their teenage
I don't want
years.
us to have like assassination bombing.
No.
I want us to cover all of this. My question to y'all is, if there's a rifle team, right? Like for us in high school, there was a basketball team, and you get uprooted to college, and you get uprooted. What is the uproot for people on the gun team?
But there could be another side to that too, is recruitment.
That's where I'm getting at.
That's true.
Okay, you're really good.
Let's
get
I'm
you
getting
and
at.
train you.
If you telling me that there's a rifle team, then I'm telling you that there's a recruitment somewhere.
I believe that 100%.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Because 20 years old, I don't give a fuck if your dad gave you the gun, you've been practicing shooting, and you on the gun team. To a shot at that distance is going to require a lot of hours, and you're pretty accurate. And you're pretty accurate.
But that just goes to my point because now,
as a 20-year-old.
But when you shooting at that distance, you got to take into account
Wind
velocity,
all of that shit. It's not just you got up there and start shooting, nigga. You had to plot and plan. It's not.
That's my radical thought.
Okay.
By the way,
That's not that radical.
My radical thought is that, yeah, he was the gunman, but who did he work for? Hold up, Flip. What company is behind this? I see a lot of people going with the staged theory, but loss of life got people off of that thinking. I just think that was the wrong word.
That doesn't get me off of that.
Neither me.
Not staged, but arranged.
Yes.
Planned.
Staged sounds like this is fake.
Yes.
That's
arranged.
the implication.
That's where I'm at.
But
arranged.
this is arranged. I got this as organized. I have this as, and unfortunately, I've seen enough 24. In that world, loss of life is just looked at as a casualty.
That's it.
Hey,
They actually
we killed two people. How many people died?
One died, plus the gunman,
injured.
and then a couple of other people were injured.
If that is our casualty of war from us attempting to blow a former president's head off on television, I feel like whoever's backing this will take that.
Or if we're taking it from the other angle, if that's going to help us win this election by making you look like a superhero, invincible man,
we'll take it.
See, now that's the part I'm conflicted about.
Why?
Because ever since the debate,
he's been.
There is no reason for Trump to orchestrate this type of fake assassination. He was all the way up. Every metric everywhere said this guy's up, we're predicting him to win, and we're waiting for his opponent to fall off, and their party don't even have anybody to take his place.
Yeah, but they're
talking about Kamala taking his place.
Yeah,
why would that person...
Sometimes when you're up, you hit the gas.
Exactly, and there's 6 months left in the election, and there's people who are still up and down, and decide,
4 months now.
4 months, sorry. But there's people who decide up until the very minute that they walk into the poll booth who they're going to vote for, So this was just literally like a sealed deal kind of situation, and in all honesty, I've been doing like a little bit of research. The arrangement, has more legs to me when I hear that Trump is really, really good friends with Bolsonaro. He's the former president of Brazil. And when he was on the campaign trail, he was attacked by a lone wolf attacker. So there was an assassination attempt on his life.
I remember that.
Yeah. And so, from what I understand, it's just crazy convenient that they seem to have met up like a week before all of this had happened. And Bolsonaro, that literally sealed the deal for Bolsonaro. He won the election after this by a landslide. Now he's like the former president because he's being investigated for wild corruption.
It just sounds a lot more feasible that the nigga that got his ass kicked at the debate and they looking for, hey, them niggas are gonna win.
We need a Hail Mary right now.
The Hail Mary seemed like
take him out,
shoot him.
That's what I was saying.
That sound like it make more sense than this other cockamamie shit.
And we'll go get somebody that's a stark Trump supporter to make it look like it wasn't.
Yo, dog, they was gonna blow his head off on TV in front of us.
Yes.
Like if you subscribe to my thing, I believe that. I believe it was almost lights out if he didn't look and start talking to the migrants. If he did that little head turn, they showed it. Saved his ass, the migrants.
The migrants
saved his ass. But imagine what they were planning to do. That's not a 20-year-old plan.
And he ain't do that by that kid ain't go up there by himself.
No, I ain't rolling.
That's the part that I can't roll with.
Let me ask you a question.
Give it to me.
The dude supposedly is a proficient shooter. Y'all said he let off more than 5 shots. So you think all 5 shots missed?
Well, no.
Maybe the one.
I think that the proficient shooter's first shot was dead on until homie moved his head a certain way. And now I think it's frantic time for shooter.
Now
he's just trying to. I think his first one was dead on by the grace of God.
Yeah. They were like this. He turned.
That's just what I think.
I believe. I can't buy that.
Listen, let me tell you something. That Amber Rose bag is a big one. For the people out there that are shitting on Amber Rose, and trust me, I'm about to do the same in about 3 minutes. But I understand that she got a really, really, really big bag to totally disregard her organizing slut walks for women's rights.
So crazy to me, though.
Amber Rose, you a sellout, but you is fine still. And come up here and tell us about why you did that, yo. Come talk to us. Amber's a friend of the show. Amber is a friend of the show. She's a friend of the show.
Post-election.
Come up here. I don't want to interrupt your bag because I know you're getting a big one. But
after the election,
you boy, are you a sellout?
How much you think that costs?
What?
For her?
For the RNC was the bag. And she was talking the other day. She's been talking like she's been a part of the big plans, like me and Prize Picks. She's talking like she a part of something to come in the future. That's when they get you that right, yo. Hey, it worked on me. I'm telling you, in another 12 months, it's on.
They give her the head of.
Hey, black people be home.
They'll give her the head of creator equity title.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That hurt.
Niggas
but
like, yes. Your dumb ass up. We gonna have you in the politics in the White House. You like.
I don't understand black people talking for Trump, speaking for Trump. I don't understand it. Amber Rose, we love you, and what a sellout. Yeah. What a sellout. You're not the only sellout out there, though.
No.
Other niggas sold out for the free. Hey, at least she got a bag out of it.
I don't even know where to begin with that. Wow. So obviously Joe and the gang are all in their conspiracy bag. And since I've been covering the assassination attempt, it's been a lot of people surprisingly against the conspiracy theory. Hey, nigga, donate. Hit the super chat. Scan the PayPal. Hit the Cash App. Thank you. Have a blessed day. Because usually it seems like in America, people love to jump on a good conspiracy. But I think once somebody lost their life, and I think a couple of people passed away, right? People jumped off of that conspiracy train, or a lot of people jumped off of it publicly, and you stop hearing a lot of people talk about it, and anybody who says something of the sort, they seem to get shamed on social media. Y'all saw I was covering Amanda Seales, and she was saying she thought it was staged. And you see here, Joe and the gang, they said not staged, but arranged. They brought up a lot of good points about Trump being in the lead, and so why would he try to make up something like this or plan something like this? But then also, I guess people noticed that the photos that were taken, they seemed so deliberate. Also, it was audio of Biden saying, hold on. So he wanted to kind of get the photo op moment. They talked in depth about the shooter and, you know, this kid and how did he get this training. So he was in shooting school or some type of team, and whether or not he could have been recruited. And I think a lot of people don't realize so many people in America are recruited for different things, not just, you know, crazy assassination attempts, but for the CIA, for the FBI, for, you know, all types of different branches of the government to, you know, I guess not only just fight against terrorism, but just if the government looks at you and they say you can be useful, they will recruit you. And it's not just in army terms or to be in the FBI. It's if you're smart, if you're talented. Are you a good shooter? Are you a good speaker? Are you involved in a business that can be useful to the government? Are you involved in a scientific breakthrough that could be valuable to the government? Are you involved in a technical breakthrough, you know, some new technology that could be useful? You can be recruited for a lot of different things, not only just in America, but throughout the whole world. And so that is an even deeper conversation we could have. But yeah, I didn't notice that Donald Trump had used the word migrants as soon as he turned his head. So the migrants, I guess, technically saved his life. Also, there were reports about after this incident that Donald Trump was getting more into religion. Now, you know, I did a short, and I know I was kind of being funny, but there was a preacher, I think on March 24th, he put out a live on YouTube, and he predicted this whole thing. He even predicted that Donald Trump's ear would be hit. Then you have Melissa Ford, who brought up this person that Donald Trump seems to be cool with, and the same thing happened to him. So it's just a lot to talk about with this incident, but you know, in America, we'll never get to the bottom of the truth. You know what I mean? We'll never figure out what really happened until maybe 50, 70, 80 years from now, when somebody releases CIA documents or somebody leaks something. Then we'll find out about stuff. It's stuff that happened, you know, 50, 60 years ago. We still have no idea what the facts were about those situations. So I thought that was a very interesting conversation they had about the Trump shooting. But the Amber Rose part, you know, a lot of that I'm going to have to cut out. But most of the time they was talking about smashing Amber Rose, which I just want to say this. Amber Rose is a cute girl, but I don't think she's as fine as she was maybe 5, 6, 7 years ago. I think the last time I might have thought Amber Rose was fine was when she was dating 21 Savage. Like, now, she cool. And y'all know, like I said, she got an OnlyFans. So I seen it, and what I saw, I wasn't really impressed with. I'm just being real. Like, once you put out the OnlyFans and we see you naked, and it's like, okay, like, she looks like a fairly well put together white woman for her age. If that makes any sense. Like, she don't look spectacular for her age, in my opinion, but she is cute. And I only just say all that to say I'm done being infatuated by Amber Rose's looks. I'm looking at what she's given to the culture, what she's saying, what she's talking about, and what she's a part of. And I thought Joe made a poignant point when he talked about the fact that she was a part of the slut walk. And like I told you guys in my video, that was her attempt to get with the LGBTQ community. And, you know, it's some people who feel like the Trump administration is against those people. It's a lot of Republicans. If you just paid attention to what was going on in Florida when it came to certain laws, when it came to the LGBTQ community. So it's like, you know, I don't know if those are her people, and her little speech about, you know, the Trump administration doesn't see black, white, gay, and all this other stuff. I'm like, but see, I'm one of those people. I feel like that both ways. You know, I feel like politics on both sides is a very nasty game. It's like usually you got to pick between the best of two evils. That's kind of how I look at politics, but I don't like to get too deep about, you know, how I feel, because I don't want to be too radical. You know, they might really get me off of YouTube if I got to talking. But you know, Amber Rose, a lot of people are saying that she got a check. I saw Tisa Tales. I didn't get a chance to watch it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that YouTuber, but you know, I saw a title where she put shameless cash grab for Amber Rose. And, you know, like that's not even something I would like think to say unless I had proof. But, you know, I guess in America, if you got an opinion, you could put it out there. And a lot of people are saying, hey, they feel like Amber Rose got a nice little payday. And you see Joe is saying it. A lot of people are saying it. And, you know, I am curious that if that's the case, you know, how much is Amber Rose's, what's the word I'm looking for? Her loyalty to the Trump administration worth? Because to me, I'm being honest with y'all, I don't really see a big value in her, you know, like public stance with Trump. To me, she don't move the needle nowhere. Like, let's just take it. Look, if she was dating, I don't know, let's just say an unknown rapper, is dating Amber Rose gonna do anything for you when it comes to business and sales? To me, not a whole bunch. I'm sure it'll tick the meter for you a little bit. It'll get you on the shade room and stuff like that. But it's like, is it really helping you? Is a relationship with Amber Rose really helping you like that in 2024? And we talking about something small scale like rap and hip hop and entertainment, yet alone politics. I don't know how she's moving the scale for the Republican political party or the Trump administration. I just really don't know. I don't know how many people are looking at Amber Rose and saying, oh, she's with Trump, so I'm going to vote for Trump. Do a lot of people think she look good? Well, after listening to this podcast, yes, people think she's fine. But do I think people are like, yo, Amber Rose rocking with Trump? Now they about to get an extra 2, 5, 6, 7 million. I mean, you know, 30, 40, 50 million votes to the Donald Trump administration. I don't see it, bro. I don't really see it. Especially with the black vote. Like I said this in one of my videos. Is Amber Rose the black Kim Kardashian? No. You know, like if they got somebody like, I don't know, Cardi B or Nicki Minaj up there, then we'll be talking. But Amber Rose, I mean, to me, it's almost like that's the only person we could get, and she seems kind of cheap. You know, Amber might not have got as much as y'all think. You know, a mil, 2 mil, 2.5 might have got it done. And I want to know what Wiz Khalifa think about this. What is Wiz thinking about his baby mama doing this? Maybe Wiz is a Trump supporter. Who knows? And I said this for years, man. Like, the secret Trump supporters are really funny to me either. And like I said, I keep telling y'all, either way it go, like I said, best of two evils. So I'm not judging anybody if you swing either way. But I just think it's funny. It's always that one candidate that black people feel like they have to hide their support for. And I think for Trump right now, he's that candidate. You got a lot of black celebrities that support Trump. They don't want to let you know. That's why for years people kept wondering, you know, like, is Jay-Z and Beyonce Republicans? Do they rock with Trump? You know, it was questions about them even back in the day when Barack was in office. So we could talk all day about this politics stuff, but I thought it was a good video or a good pod from Joe and the gang. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode of the Joe Budden podcast. Make sure y'all check it out on all podcast platforms so y'all can listen to the full episode. Like the video and subscribe. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.